this content is for kids.
It's not for kids.
Isn't that what I said?
No, it's not for kids. If you are 13 years or younger, this is not for you. Do I have to kill somebody in order to actually make that point across?
No, man, you don't have to kill
Wait
no
a
one.
second.
No.
When we return to our planet, the High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. Septum Sin versus the world. 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 I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings! You're watching Septum Sin vs. the World. I'm Septum Sin. I've had to do a lot of review taping, and much of that's going to be pushed into next week. So I really wanted to continue this series since circumstances threw me into a loop and I couldn't get a movie stroll last week. So this one will be done without editing. So unfortunately no pretty pictures, but I am going to still show you the pretty DVDs and Blu-rays. So this is part 2 of our television stroll. So I'm going to kind of start from behind and go back to A, because that seems how it is. But we last ended ours with a Amityville, I believe. But this time we're going to move on with a bang. But since we're going backwards in the alphabet a little bit this time, this is where it kind of ends. So our first one is Big Bang Theory. So I actually enjoy this. It's not the greatest series in the world, no, but it is still fun. And because of that, I think that it should be enjoyable. So let's take a look at what we've got. We've got season 1, which of course started all. Yeah, of course, same cover there. Whoop, whoop. And there goes a disc. Maybe I could go into how I feel about the placement. Well, that's kind of good because I had a little art in the back, so I had to remove it anyway. There is disc art. There's Sheldon up there on the first there. There's Kelly Cuoco. There's like the booklet inside with another loose disc, which I guess this is not exactly well put together, but you got Raj over there. They're so young. And you've got the art with them as the Flash, old TV series Flash. There's pretty good artwork in there. Really need to revisit this series. Yep. Okay, how did it go back in there? Because it can't go back like that. Does it really go in like this? Another issue. That's not... No, that's not even good. I'm just going to put it in like this and it's just going to look awkward with the little cutout at the end. Because that looks much better. No. Shame on you. There's season 2. Pretty cool cover. This one does not have that little cutout, so it makes it a lot easier. So this one, again, at the same packaging, it kind of falls apart. But you got the characters. And it's interesting how many people look at this. It really is polarizing. Because many of the main characters are not really nerds, so to speak. So a lot of nerd culture looks at this as they're making fun of nerds. But they get a lot of things so accurate. And you can see there. Sheldon on there. So I can understand both sides of that argument. Season 3. Back. Again, the way that they do this, I just don't like it. I mean, they don't really do much with the insides of these like they did the first season. It's just kind of the little scribbles. Got Sheldon there. I like the little booklets that they put in these. I mean, I would like to think a lot of this is, you show the supposed, I mean, she's supposed to be the normal person, but she comes across as kind of not too bright herself. So, it really just depends on what you think about it. Let me know what you think. Do you feel that Big Bang Theory is kind of a backhanded insult to nerd culture, or do you feel like it kind of glorifies or even helps nerd culture enter the mainstream? Let me know in the comments below. There we go. There is season 4. So, of course, I like that one on the back there. Oh, nope. They're back away from the scribbles again. But, of course, not so much on the booklet. I always thought the booklets had such cool work on it. I love that episode. It's like, why do I need to leave? I can just make myself into like a robot. So, this is the first disc. I say that because it does have some nice art on there. Disc art is something that's lost in our day and age. More disc art there. Because it's getting harder to find good disc art. I mean, shoot. One of the last films I reviewed, they didn't have any disc art at all. It was just written on there. I mean, I understand it was a low-budget director, but still, it makes me sad when I don't see disc art. Season 5. And no, I'm not doing this for the complete, 12 seasons. I don't even have all 12 seasons. I'm going to go back through these once we've shown these off and talk about the special features. For those few who do watch this, of course, nothing on the inside art now, but they do have disc art, which is kind of variations of the cover. Of course. I do have the, it's the same thing. It's got a little, actually this one has that little you can see the little, part, sparkly. Of course, discard again. They do each come up with a nice booklet, which, it's not super nice, but it is there. It's kind of a cheapo. They went a little bit more cheap as they went on, I guess. Even the paper feels a bit cheaper, quality-wise. And of course 7. Now before you say, what? Well, it's 12. How can you call yourself a collector if you don't have all of it, or most of it? And I'll say, yes, I do have most of it. I have all the way out through 11. But, remember, this is all stuff I've watched. So that means I have actually not watched seasons 8 through 12. And I'm waiting on $12 to go down to, well, $10 on the DVD like I have for every other season, then I'll plan on picking it up. I'll probably do it next year on Black Friday. I'm surprised I didn't do it this year, but that's alright. I'm patient. I mean, shoot, I haven't watched seasons 8 through 11 yet. So let's take a look at some of the special features. Season 1 has quantum mechanics, a Big Bang Theory. Behind the scenes look at Geek Chic. Season 2 has Physicist to the Stars. Real-life physicist UCLA professor David Saltzberg's consulting relationship with the show. Which is, by the way, one thing that does make this somewhat of a nerd culture icon. They do consult. They try their best to get their facts right. And that's not bad. Testing the Infinite. Hilarity, hypnosis in the relation to the Big Bang Theory. Season 2's unique characters and characteristics. And a gag reel. Season 3. Take out with the cast of Big Bang Theory. Join the Big Bang Bunch for Chinese food and discussions of favorite season 3 moments. Set tour with Simon and Kunal. And then a gag reel. Special thanks, actor on actor, Big Bang's Theory of Relativity, Bare Naked Ladies series, theme song, music video, and gag reel. A lot of gag reels. Season 5, Big Bang Theory at 100. Cast and producers celebrate the 100th episode. It's hard to believe. Professors of Production. The behind-the-scenes look at various departments that bring the show together each week. And, of course, gag reel. Yeah, gag reel. Now, of course, number 6. Big Bang Theory, the final comedy frontier. Houston, we have a sitcom. The cast makes a surprise long-distance call. Electromagnetism, the best relationship moments in Season 6. Big Bang Theory at Parlay Fest 2013. And, of course, gag reel. Then finally, Season 7. 2013 comic panel. Johnny Galecki crashes the BBT writers panel. String Theory Serenade. James Earl Jones, the unconventional guest star. Big Bang Theory's May the 4th. Big Bang Sindrowski, backstage with the coolest director and cast in the universe. BBT time and gag reel. So, not too bad. Moving on. One thing I enjoyed growing up was a comedy sketch show, a British comedy sketch show called Benny Hill, and this is the complete series. I love the BBC. This went on for a long time. I want to say, what was it? It's 18 discs, and it's a hefty set. 20 years. I should have put it up on here, because 1969 to 1989, as you can see. And because this is a British show, only 58 episodes. Unlike Big Bang, just right here, there's well over 100 episodes in the 7 seasons. This has gone over twice, not even half. But it breaks itself down into 3 DVD boxes, but has some cool special features. Benny Hill was, the thing that he's most known for is, of course, at the end of each one, he'd do sped-up chase sequences where he'd be chased by people. And, of course, he'd abuse this elderly old man, and there was a lot of kind of chauvinistic behavior on the show that probably wouldn't hold up this day and age. But this mega set has, of course, never aired in U.S. full-length form. Complete collection of Thanes episodes. The Benny Hill Show presents a rare opportunity to view every saucy, unforgettable moment. On this feature has a bonus documentary, The World's Favorite Clown, the Benny Hill Cheeky Challenge Trivia Quizzes 1 through 6, liner notes, Benny Hill Laughter and Controversy. And that's on the biography series for Annie. Eddie in August. And the featurettes, I Was Hill's Angel and Hill's Angels Off the Record and Hill's Angels in Conversation. I have not watched all of the specials, I will admit. So we first start here. We've got here the $69.89, the complete mega set. This is supposed to be, I guess, the Thames years. There's not much to the disc art of these. You can see it's pretty simplistic. I'm not going to go through all of them. They do have kind of different art for the main discs as you move from like one to the next. This one actually have the no. So I'm guessing there's booklets in this one. No, the booklet's gone. Oh well. I got this relatively cheaply at the time. It's fun. I really enjoy watching Benny Hill. Occasionally I'll sit down, especially if I'm alone at night, I will sit down and I will pop in a disc and watch a good episode. Next up, huge set. Batman and Robin. The complete 1949 serials collection. I love this cover. That is a cool cover. He actually looks pretty darn dark as it is right there. These were TV serials. You would go to movie theaters to see this. This is what TV was like before TV, essentially. This is why me and Jay kind of differ. I look at TV serials as TV. He looks at them as an entirely different thing. But to me, no, it is TV. Because if these were made today, they wouldn't be going into theaters. They would be going on TV. And this is a relatively fun take. It's sort of like, kind of like the old Superman TV show, but takes itself a little bit more seriously. The Batman costume was not that bad. And for something done in 1949, it's not bad. It's kind of fun to watch. This was really cheap, and you could probably get it relatively easily. So, of course, this is a Batman most people would recognize. Of course, I'm talking about the 1960s series. Not even 20 years later. Our Adam West character. There's the back. This is on DVD. I got it because it was a palette copy. It was kind of damaged, so it took a hit. Some of the discs have slight scratches, but they all play. But you know what? It was good because I got this for $20. So this has all of the seasons of this wonderful show. So, of course, it has a beautiful art book, and the art book's not damaged at all. It has your episode guide with some fun pictures as you go. And of course, this is kind of the wild and wacky adventures of Batman and Robin. As only Adam West and Burt Ward could do it. And there's season 1. There's the Penguin. One of my, actually in my opinion, the best rendition of the Penguin. A tissue. The tissue is in there because this keeps coming out of the disc holder. Now I know why. Season 2. Catwoman. There were 2 Catwomen in this show. Vincent Price as Eggman. Of course, Mr. Freeze. Very tragic character. Very psychedelic. Well, as it should be in the 60s. And of course, season 3 with our Joker. I find it interesting. If you look close enough, you can see the mustache that they kind of make up over. And of course, there. And there's Batwoman. So this is relatively fun as the series goes, and I might one day pick this up and transfer it to Blu-ray. But this set comes with over 3 hours of new extras. Holy Memorabilia Batman! A journey to the most sought-after collectibles through the eyes of 3 extraordinary collectors. Hanging with Batman, a true slice of life with Adam West. Experience a celebration of his achievement in his own words. Batmania Born, building the world of Batman. Explore the art design behind fiction. Bats of a Round Table, join the chat with Adam West and celebrity friends. Inventing Batman in the words of Adam West. Na 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 Batman. Hollywood stars and producers recount favorite Batman memories. Bat rarities straight out of the vault. Some very fun stuff there. Wow. Alright, one of my favorites, but one that might be polarizing to you people on the political spectrum, which is Michael Moore's series, The Awful Truth. This series takes Michael Moore's hard-hitting commentary on society and mixes it with his offbeat sense of humor to come up with something altogether fun, having brief mini-documentaries mixed with fun quips and skits. This also had one of my favorites, which was the ficus, where he actually took a ficus, signed it up, and had it run for office, and it looked like the ficus was winning. They had to fix the race so the ficus would not win. So this comes with both seasons of it. They're not exactly the most, beautiful. Season 1's first DVD has Michael Moore biography, More Awful Truths, interactive menus, and they're old. There's only 24 episodes in the series. Michael Moore biography, More Awful Truths. Second season, this first one. Let's see here. DVD exclusive. Michael Moore offers hilarious behind-the-scenes commentary on 4 of his favorite episodes. Extra Lenny, the bookie odds not featured in the original episodes. Michael Moore biography. More of those interactive menus. And of course the last one, which again, Michael Moore offers hilarious commentary on more of his favorite episodes, and more of the bookie odds, and more biography. This is relatively cheap. I haven't seen it go for very much. If you like politics of this nature and you're a fan of Michael Moore, you should check this out. This is some of his best work. Alright. Moving on. These you should have seen last time. But, of course, you have fire, water, and air, and earth. The 4 elements that make up Avatar, The Last Airbender. So this comes in 3 books. This is about this guy named Aang, who is the Avatar. These people can do these things called bending, which is where they have elemental control. And there's only one person who can control all of the elements at once, and that's the Avatar, this guy. So he, with his friends, have gone to try and fight the Fire Kingdom, who have decided they're going to go for world conquest. And they're not very nice about it. This is a very cool show. It's probably one of the better ones Nickelodeon did back in the day. It's not the last one we're going to be talking about, too, on this particular go-over. And this is the earlier releases. They had one earlier than this where it was individuals, but Oh God, I would not do that. It's got some decent disc art, as you can see. But because of the kind of metallic way they're doing it, it's kind of hard to see that. I really want that steelbook set that's out, but I can't justify it. Too much money. This is the Earth one. Oh yeah, let me go through the extras. On the first one, behind the scenes with Avatar cast and crew, Avatar pilot episode with audio commentary, making of Avatar, 2 particular featurettes. So season 2, which is the Earth book. So, really, the first one is him learning water because he starts with air. The second one is them learning Earth, which you've got right here. So, which has Toph, and Toph is fun. This character, I believe she's in here. Yep, there she is. Blind character, but she's really fun. So let's see here. Interview with creators and M. Night Shyamalan, who did an abysmal live-action film of this. The Essence of Bending with Brian Konietzko and Sifu Kisu. Avatar Super Deformed Shorts. Escape from the Spirit World animated graphic novel. So, fun right there. Next up, we have the last of the books, which is the Fire volume. Again, a pretty cool volume that one is. That's where all of it hits the fan, and there's a really cool DBZ type battle. This one has an insert still in it. You can see. Now you can see the original format the first time it came out. How it was looking the first time. And of course, it's evolved to the steelbook release of recent times. Does anybody out there actually have the individual volumes? So, inside Sozin's Comet, exclusive 4-part commentary. The Women of Avatar. Book 3, Final Pencil Test. And Into the Fire Nation at San Diego Comic-Con. Many people may not remember this, but this was a huge thing when it was going on, when it was airing. It was just gigantic. People were saying, you gotta watch this, you gotta watch this. And eventually I did. I picked these up at the time when I thought was a good deal at $25 a piece, which I guess is not a good deal these days. So, a really interesting look into the past comes with this one, at last, the 1948 show. This was a part of 2 shows, 2 comedy sketch shows that aired prior to Monty Python's Flying Circus. And these were kind of things that set it up. And a lot of Monty Python alums. You have John Cleese, Graham Chapman as members here. And of course, you also had some really cool ones like Marty Feldman, Tim Brooke Taylor, Amici McDonald, and David Frost. I mean, that's some pretty cool casting right there. Only 5 episodes. And you can tell they were still working towards getting their humor down. But you can see this one, this disc is kind of trying to fall out. It's 2 discs. And you can see there were 2 shows. The other one is Do Not Adjust Your TV Set, which you'll see a little bit later. And of course the comedy family tree. Everything interconnects. Slightly messy right there. As you can see, this thing just keeps popping out. On both sides. There we go. Safe. Slip cover. looks much nicer. Yes. I need to replace this disc because I've got discs. I've got DVDs with both sides on it like that. I can do that. Maybe I'll do that before I actually get in there. I will put this to the side. All right. Next up, well, our DC universe is kind of a two-prong. Well, three-prong. You got the animated, you got the live-action movies, and then you've got the Arrowverse. The Arrowverse starts with Green Arrow, who is a facet of the DC universe. Kind of the Batman of their TV series, because that's what they decided to make him. And I have a number of these here. So this is Arrow Season 1. Again, these are only the ones I've watched. I have all of them except for the last season, if you want to look at the end. Special features: Arrow comes alive, reimagining the iconic hero from the comic book page to the live action screen. Arrow Arrow Fight School / Stunt School. Arrow cast and creative team, a 2013, and unaired scenes, and a gag reel. Woohoo! Not very much on the disc art. Still a little bit more together than some of the others. Not much to the booklet. Sometimes I think they expect me to check my messages while I am on air. They think poorly. So, of course, then you've got Arrow Season 2. I like the cover on that one. You got bonus recap episode, year 1. From Vigilante to Hero. How did they do that? The visual effects of Arrow. Wirework. Impossible moves of Arrow. Arrow 2013 Comic Con panel. Gag reel and unaired scenes. Again, not the best. You got a nice little booklet in here. Characters on the back. Some episodes. And this one, I really don't like how they did this one because it's a stacker. That green artwork. Of course, Season 3. We've had the Huntress in it. Second Skins, creating the uniforms of Arrow. Nanda Parbat, constructing the villain's lair. 2 key commentaries. An Arrow at Comic-Con 2014, Beneath the Suit. Of course, right here. Back to our traditional flipper. I bought these for $10 per, so I'm not too disappointed. You know, as far as things go. Then the last one that I've seen, I need to start getting into this because I have Season 5 and 6 just sitting there, which is, of course, Season 4. I kind of get to the end of the Ra's al Ghul stuff. Jacob's going to pass me on this one because every time I try to get to it, I got something else in the way. And again, more of the green. We like that green. Another booklet. I like how they have the character arcs and kind of evolve the characters as they go. Arrow's very different towards the end of this than he was at the very beginning. Of course, we're moving on to Are You Afraid of the Dark? Now, many of you have seen this when I did the review of the series. You can only get all the seasons on a true release DVD on Canadian release, and even then, you can get the first of them, but you cannot get the last 2 seasons because of rights issues. And I've said once they've actually released all of it, and as you can see, there's no disc art. I actually did the numbering on it. This is purely a fan project. Now, the quality is really good. They did a good job cleaning this up. And I'm glad to have it because, again, it's there. But once they get it all on American release, this is gone and American release is coming in. Or even another release. I have heard there's a Canadian release that did the full, but it is extremely rare. Cool Duder has a copy, which is, I'm jealous. It's a really awesome... Oh, what was this about? This is a Nickelodeon show that ran off of one of their early night shows, and this was where they would sit around the campfire and tell horror stories that are kid related, and they were fairly decent stories, many of them. So you got to see this stuff, and it was kind of a mini kids horror hour, sort of like a transition. This was Goosebumps before Goosebumps, in my opinion, and it did an excellent job with it. So last but not least, this one, which I got this at a major discount because you could see it's slightly banged up, which was the Andy Griffith Show. Now this was an old school show back in the day, and if you haven't seen one airing in reruns, I don't know what's going on with you. But this about this guy in this small town, and they do small town country things. And as a person raised in a small town, it's just it kind of hits home in some aspect. I mean, look at this. Population 249 episodes. Good lord. Special features: Danny meets Andy Griffith. Season 7 of the television show Make Room for Danny. That was his first appearance as the character. And it was a hilarious episode. Opie joins the Marines for Season 2 of the television series Gomer Pyle USMC. Return to Mayberry, the television movie. And plus, Season 2 and 3, the feature original sponsored spots. So some cool stuff. So I'm just going to show these off real quick. Season 1. These don't hold together as well, so you won't get to see them as well, but as you can see it, they have this terrible sleeve thing, which they use, of course, to scratch the DVDs as much as possible. Eventually, I might try and upgrade this if there's a Blu-ray set that's in a better position, like I did with my Futurama. Because Futurama, I hated the paper sleeves. Kind of like how the Aunt Bee pies. And I'm not removing the discs for the disc art because, again, it's just they scratch the things. So there is Season 3. Watermelons this time. You can see the old white wall tires. Oop. Season 4. Lloyd the Barber. People see this all the time when they upped age. They put the age, the current age of the characters in the photo. It's kind of cool. It's kind of sad when Don Knotts passed. He was a comic gem. There's a donut over here. Everything else is not food related on this one. There. And of course, the 7th season. Right here. Yeah. How often can you say you've seen Ron Howard with hair? Before he was a director, he was a child actor. This old school TV at its best. It really is good to have in a collection. I will always have Andy Griffith in my collection. Maybe in a different format, but it will always be there. So with that being said, that's another 10 items from my TV collection. I hope you've enjoyed this stroll through TV Land. And of course, I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.